Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 209. On today's episode, we're talking about how the Birds are going to the Super Bowl, baby.
The fall of Jalen Daniels' rookie season is over, and the rise of the Birds versus the Chiefs rivalries has begun.
Also, Patrick Mahomes is going to the Super Bowl again.
No idea.
Let's do it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother, co-host, and rocking a new haircut. Angel, how you doing, man?
Good. Cut
The
off.
long locks are gone.
Yeah. They had us run, and I got tired of wearing hats everywhere, so I wanted to just cut off the hair.
Looks good, though. Looks good.
Over at
Appreciate it.
producer's
Very
desk,
handsome.
double barrel action, 6'5" on a good day.
Boom.
AJ Woodson, Eagles going to Super Bowl.
What up?
And registered Packer owner, Gabe Tovar. There it is. Got this paperwork up.
Finally up there.
Nice.
It's
Finally up there.
official.
Not his legal paperwork, his Packer registered owner.
Got
We're at that time of year where everyone's getting
I wasn't really following
everyone's
where
getting
it was going.
axed.
Never mind.
Can you turn my headphones up?
I'll tell you.
And then in the guest chair, of course, on a Sunday, greatest on-ball defender to ever grace the courts of Lancaster, Terrell Thurgood. Terrell, how you doing, buddy?
I hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
one more time, Terrell.
I hate the Chiefs.
There it
go.
is. Let's put that mic
Get out of
up,
here,
Gabe.
Mahomes.
I got you.
All right, guys. NFC AFC Championship is a wrap. Can't wait to talk about it. I'm very, very excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been excited for anything more than I am to talk about the NFC Championship game.
It was pretty lopsided. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
We did.
We did. It was fun, though.
Hey.
It was fun for like a quarter, and then it was like, okay, this is kind of boring.
I just fought through a rainstorm and stopped traffic to be here so we
Yeah.
can talk about this game.
Exactly. Yeah, so the fires are gone because it's raining now.
Yeah.
And now we're on mudslide alert because none of the hills have vegetation.
Yeah.
So California's really
Jeez, man.
literally how long were you in traffic to get here?
So I stopped with 2 miles to get here, and it took me about 50 minutes.
Oh my god. You guys were in traffic too, right?
We got caught, but maybe like 30 minutes.
It was the very beginning of
Yeah.
whatever happened, so we got the first exit.
I also want to recognize what this sounds like to Terrell, who drives an hour and a half just with no traffic.
we suffered
For
getting
30
here.
minutes. Oh, yeah. Try an hour and a half.
We're thankful you're here.
Damn, an hour and a half.
So thankful you're here.
Good for you.
I just wouldn't be on the show.
Yeah. I'm a call in.
Like, nah, guys, I'm good.
Like I said on today's episode, we're going to recap the championship games and look forward just a little bit to what's coming in the next couple of weeks. Pro Bowl, the Super Bowl, obviously. The awards ceremony is next Thursday,
Yeah.
so that's happening. We have all of our voting. We voted as a podcast, and we have our winners. We'll announce that on Wednesday's show.
Yeah. And then the Pro Bowl games are coming up too. Let's come
You're
up
pretty
What is
excited
with
for
you in the
Bowl.
Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Where
I don't
is
know
it coming
anyone
from?
else who's so excited about the Pro Bowl game.
guys.
Well, the
Pro
flag
Bowl
football game. I don't
I
care.
actually think the flag football game is fun.
I feel like he doesn't want to talk about the Eagles being in the Super Bowl.
No, that's not it. No.
It's an avoidance.
I said last year. No, the dodgeball game is fun, and the flag football game is fun.
It is better than the actual game. Are they still doing the game?
No.
Good. 'Cause
Right?
They're not doing it?
No, it's just the games.
They don't
the
do,
football
they
game.
don't do
Yeah.
an actual flag football game.
football.
Oh no, the flag football game is the game.
Okay, yeah,
the flag
yeah,
football game.
Flag football game's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like 7-on-7. It's just fun to see these guys.
You just aren't going to get these guys to go hard. Like you
No.
can't.
Yeah.
I don't know
but
how
they
you-
try in those little games though, like
They
those
do.
flag football and all that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Here we
You
go.
gotta do it like incentives.
I don't want to talk about the Pro Bowl.
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just saying there has to be like incentives there. You want
think-
them to play hard, like tell them, hey,
No,
earn
we're not
extra
talking the
million.
Pro Bowl
I
today.
think the incentive should be the winners or the All-Stars should get to play in the Olympics.
I don't give a fuck what's happening because the Eagles are going to play in the Super Bowl. Let's recap the games. Let's do it. Well. What do you know?
What do you know?
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Talk. Yo-ish.
Hold on real quick, guys. Got a little celebratory cigar going on right here.
Yeah, I'm braising it in.
Can I...
Smells good though.
Can I try it?
Smells good.
Let's talk about
Oh, my God.
Let's talk about how the Eagles just whooped some ass today. All right, let me take this off because I don't like that. But yeah, Eagles, Commanders.
Yeah.
The rubber match. Sorry about the smoke in here, guys. That's
No, it smells great, honestly.
It's honestly, yeah, it's great.
Eagles, Commanders, rubber match. for the trip to the Super Bowl. It really all came down to this. Like all the trash talk, all the season series, it all came down to the field and the way it should be, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You kind of felt like, I know on our page, you felt the tension building up. And these two teams are like, the Commanders won, but it was always an asterisk-ish because Jalen Hurts didn't play. It's like, well, if we were healthy, then, the arguments start with like, well, we were healthy and you didn't play, and we beat you guys, whatever.
AJ, put that final score up there just so I want to see that as long as possible. 55-23. 55-23. Eagles beat the Washington Commanders at home. It was never close.
Yeah.
It was never in question. The Commanders were doing crazy shit right off the bat because, like I said before, the Eagles are just a better team. And I think the Commanders are not frauds in the sense that they were the biggest frauds in the playoffs because of what happened to the NFC North. Yeah. That's crazy. What happened to specifically the Lions, the Ravens again. So they're not the biggest frauds, but listen, we ain't the Bucks and we ain't the third string defense of the Detroit Lions. You faced a real team who still wasn't even healthy, by the way. We were playing with our backup center and then he got hurt. And so we put our starting center, who's hurt, back in the game. Okay, we're missing a starting linebacker. We're hurt as well, but you finally played a team that's a legit contender, and you got your ass whooped, just like I told you what was going to happen.
I'll push back a little.
Yeah, push back.
So the Lions are a real team, no matter who's playing.
The Lions are no guys. Third string defense.
They still had to go against Goff and against Amon St. Brown, and then Laporta.
But I think the ending result of that game, the Lions scoring a bunch of points too, kind of shows you they kind of still weren't a full team.
Yeah, obviously these teams weren't matched. This obviously today proved it. But the Commanders had a good run. It's just like all year we've been saying about the Eagles is a balanced team. Today we kind of saw like defensively they're very very good. Offensively they can run the ball, pass the ball. I love when Jalen Hurts is aggressive running. That seems a totally different team when Hurts is like a running back. That makes him incredible. And then Louvu needs to chill the fuck out. That was the most.
I literally have in my notes, Louvu is a wild person.
What are you trying to? You're not that guy. He tried twice, and then the other guy tried.
Listen, he's a hammer for sure.
Yeah,
but he's a little too thick-headed to be like the leader of your defense.
I didn't mind that though.
It cost them a touchdown. They were on like the 3-yard line. They had to be on the.
You need to understand how impossible that was the touch switch. How impossible
they stopped it a couple times, not doing that.
No, right, but I'm saying stop it like consecutively. I think it's like impossible. So
all he did was make it as easy as it could possibly be. We were 2 inches out of the goal line.
You guys were at the 3-yard line, and like they kept moving up.
He's back there laughing. Listen, my takeaway for the Commanders is that they play like they've never been there before.
You know how I feel bad.
The mistakes, the penalties, just how they were. Right off the bat, in the first quarter, faking punts. I know it worked, but you're faking a punt in the first quarter.
They've been doing it the whole offseason, though. Postseason.
Went for it almost every fourth down, almost every third down.
They did last week.
That's exactly what got them here. That's why I didn't mind it so much.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah.
I mean, do you know how many times they faked a punt or something this year?
Okay, I'm not talking about specifically fake punt, but I'm saying kind of just be like ballsy.
Yeah, last week in the playoffs,
that's how they got here.
Here's what I think. I think the fans were delusional, but I think the Commanders were not. I think the Commanders knew if we're going to beat the Eagles, we got to pull out all the stops. Okay, because we heard going into this game, like, well, the Eagles had the #1 defense last time. We put up 31 points on them. So what now? Well, it's different. It's different when Jalen Hurts is on the field, by the way. Can we put that to rest? Oh, don't put an asterisk next to the last game they played. Well, look what happens when our starting quarterback's there. Look what happens when you can't stack the box.
No, we've been on Jalen Hurts ever since we saw him against Patrick Mahomes, which we will see him in 2 weeks. Yeah. Where he went toe-to-toe with Patrick. He always has that gear. He's always hurt. That's the problem with Hurts. But now he's healthy-ish. He's not healthy. But he looked great today.
He looked great to me. I don't think he looked
I think he's just a tough motherfucker.
I think he's hurt all the time.
And he has two full weeks right now. Like,
it's just a tough team. And like I said, this was the final test for the Commanders. Can you meet the physicality of a real Super Bowl team? And you couldn't. You couldn't. There was no pushback. It was like a hot knife through butter. It was not there. Jaden Daniels is the beast. Like 100%, he has carried the team. Terrell, talk about your boy.
I love Jaden Daniels. The guy had a phenomenal year. He did what I expected.
Yeah.
I feel so sad. I'm tearing up right now for Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Right now. I'm so proud of my son, Jaden. He went out. He proved everybody wrong. I told y'all he was gonna come.
He's a number
out
2 pick, bro.
argue-
What are you talking about?
No,
He's a
look,
number 2 pick.
Everybody was
It's a man
blazing
cook.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
all over the fingernail polish.
Yep.
They were all, JJ McCarthy and all these other players, and they just overlooked Jaden Daniels. I said, look, this guy's RG3 2.0.
Yep.
He's going to be the star of this draft. He came out. He balled out. Now, look, the Commanders did not belong in the NFC Championship game.
Nope.
They were definitely the 18-year-old that got into the club
Yep.
with the fake ID. I mean, and everyone was, and he got deep into the club. He was on the dance floor, and security was like, yo, come on, let's go. Yeah.
Playtime's over, little fella.
Yeah, let's get out of here. And the fans, I think y'all got that rude awakening too. It was like, all right, it's time to go. And they were like, nah, we chilling, right? They got the bottle service and everything.
Bro,
They were
AJ, I gotta
going
say something to
crazy.
play.
The Commander fans. And look, you had the right to be excited, but you did not belong in that game. Like that, it was way too big. Like Joey said, y'all, they looked like they hadn't been there before. So
All this does makes that Lions losing look so bad. Yeah. Like this should have been Lions Eagles. Like I picked Washington. I thought they were gonna have some magic. This would have been cool if it was Lions Eagles, because at least like there's some pedigree on the other side. It just felt like Jaden Daniels versus the entire Philadelphia team.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is a beast. He was good. He was definitely Vic Fangio today. Like Vic Fangio made him dink and dunk all the way down. And to his credit, he threw the interception to Quignon. Shout out my boy Quignon. But other than that, the fumbles were from his supporting cast.
Yeah, and
Like they kind of dropped the ball. I think he did a pretty good job against Fangio's defense. It's just the turnovers and the Eagles couldn't be stopped on offense.
yeah.
Too much to keep up with.
Yeah, just to put a bow on this, the weapons for Washington needs to be upgraded because they have no running game. It's just scary. Terry Noah Brown had that early fumble or what?
Diami Brown.
Diami Brown. Yeah. So this, good job getting here, but next year you got build it up. The Eagles are just there.
Yeah, what you're trying to say is that they didn't belong here in the first place. So go the fuck home.
But
Because
you know what?
the big boys are going to the Super Bowl.
This definitely was a great middle finger to Dan Snyder. Get out of here.
And nowhere to go but up for this team.
Oh.
Nothing to do but improve the roster. You've already got an elite quarterback. Now you improve the roster.
This is the fun part when you find a quarterback. Now it's like, all right, let's build around this guy. Instead of having Eckler and Ertz, let's go build some young guys around him.
That being said, to demonstrate the fandom, the peak fandom that was happening in the District of Columbia, they released this on one of their fan pages, wanted to play it for everyone. Please enjoy what once was Commanders fandom.
We're going to the Super Bowl! Yeah!
Look at the lady's face. She knows.
Andy Reid's brother.
What else do I need to say? Win
And stay in.
win and stay in.
I know.
The baby home.
They're so cute. I just love them.
It's all burgundy.
It's all burgundy gold. Look at this corny shit.
Who are we? The Commanders.
Let's hand up.
Bye,
for coming
Eagles,
out.
bye. Bye, Eagles, bye.
Bye, Eagles, bye.
You know what this reminded me of?
Feels so good.
Who all seen the Leprechaun say yeah?
Yeah.
Man, that's
For your time.
that stinks.
That
sucks for those fans. They did not age well.
That's on the internet.
Oh yeah. Once I figure out green screen to make a
bump, but a bump, but a bump. You remember
that's
that?
what it is.
We are Commanders.
What I don't want to miss here, because I feel like the whole league is missing it, is the disrespect that Jalen Hurts gets.
Yeah.
And the disrespect that Nick Sirianni gets. All right? I saw who's the best quarterback left in the playoffs? It's never Jalen Hurts. Jaden Daniels is now the best quarterback in the NFC. It's certainly in the NFC East. He just gets no respect. And none of his peers have won like him. He has the highest winning percentage, Nick Sirianni, highest winning percentage among all active coaches. And this isn't his first year. He's 5 years in?
4 years in? Yeah.
I got to read some stuff for you. Jalen Hurts, 8th quarterback in NFL history to reach multiple Super Bowls in his first 5 career seasons. 3rd quarterback in NFL history to make multiple Super Bowl appearances in his first 5 career seasons with a different offensive coordinator in each year. Nick Sirianni, 3rd NFL head coach to advance to multiple Super Bowls in his first 4 years, and 1st Super Bowl era head coach to make the playoffs in each of his first 4 career seasons while advancing to multiple Super Bowls. Put some respect on these guys' names, because that's all I heard. Put some respect on Jaden Daniels. Put some respect on Dan Quinn. And absolutely, they're great. But they're not the team that's been to multiple Super Bowls. They're not the team who's, I think, like 26-2 now in the last chunk of the season. Like they just don't lose. And yet, no respect for Jalen Hurts because he wins like in a different way than a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. He doesn't win like that, but he just wins. And everyone was doubting him coming in today's game, and he thoroughly outplayed Jaden Daniels. He was a better runner. He was a better passer. He was way better on third down. And I think we need to stop and say, listen, Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't care how he starts next season. He needs to get the same benefit of the doubt that Joe Burrow gets because he's been hell of a lot more successful than Joe Burrow.
See, I think the knock on Jalen Hurts is when it has been clutch moments in big plays, he's turned the ball over, he's folded.
When's that?
Now he's coming in and he's silencing.
I don't know when that is though. Like when did that happen? Didn't happen in the road to the playoffs last time when he did everything he could against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Well, no, last season that's when they started to fold and fall.
Yeah. I guess all last season, but that's all people want to talk about.
You know what I think?
I think
the
pushback
pushback
on
that's why he's not getting it.
The pushback on this is going to be Saquon came to town, and he could clean up a lot of things that look bad on.
Also, people just hate the tush push. And they think that's like a scar in the game. That's why, and he's the face of the tush push. That's probably why he gets disrespected.
But that's not fair because the play.
No, it's not fair.
Okay.
No, but people view him as just a tush push quarterback. That's why he gets viewed a certain way.
Well, you know what? We saw the tush push with another superstar quarterback in the game after.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
It's just funny.
I don't want to hear that. Not want to get too bad. I don't want to hear that.
It's just funny how that's kind of his mark, but it shouldn't be because he's been Super Bowl twice.
Yeah,
counting this year, and we've always been pro Hurts on this. He just never gets the love because
Jalen Hurts has 1 interception in his last 15 games, 0 turnovers in the playoffs. Today, 4 turnovers for the Commanders, 0 for the Eagles, and he was also 7 for 7 in the red zone today. Thoroughly outplayed. He does not have a turnover problem. For the majority of his career, he does not have a turnover problem. He had some in the second half of last year, but for the majority of his career, he has not had a turnover problem. And here he is with an injured A.J. Brown, an injured offensive line. It's all on him. They're stacking the boxes. Everyone thinks if you take Saquon Barkley away, what's Jalen Hurts going to do? Well, he's going to win the game.
I mean, we didn't even have Saquon Barkley for the majority of the first half.
No, he's gone.
We were putting Saquon Barkley in for big moments. It was Kenny Gainwell for most of that first half.
And they went right down the field with Kenny Gainwell.
Yep.
Can we talk about how great Saquon Barkley is? It's incredible. This is like the MVP. The MVP talk is like, nah, it's Saquon.
Saquon.
I understand Lamar Jackson had a great year, and there's props to him, but this is the best player in the league.
Why are we not considering the playoffs when we're talking about the MVP?
He's performed
Yeah, it's not like he just showed up and started doing this in the playoffs. He's been doing this.
Today, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns, just dominated the game. They literally, the first play of the game.
The first play, that sets the tone.
First touch,
it sets the tone.
I haven't cussed like that in a long time. I mean, just to set the tone like that. And that's just what he's done. And he's also done the same thing like when the fourth quarter turns around.
Yep. And
everyone knows it's Saquon time. Even the freaking announcers will say it. And everyone knows it's coming. And there he goes with a fucking 60-yard run or some shit.
Yeah.
He's the MVP, 100%.
Yeah. He reminds me, I was telling you guys earlier, it reminds you of like prime LT where he just does everything very, very well. He runs the inside, outside, catches the ball. They don't even throw him the ball that much because he's so effective on the ground. So you're saving those touches on like on his body because when he was with the Giants, he did everything. With Philly now, he's just kind of a runner.
You could tell too. He's playing with just a different type.
A chip
of
on his shoulder. Yeah.
Well, Lane Johnson talked about it, and he was saying, "Listen, this guy's just been bottled up for too long."
Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it.
He's just pouring his wrath on the league because he's been tucked away in the New York Giants. And now he finally gets to be appreciated.
Even being forgotten about at some point.
Yeah.
Man, Joe Shane is a fucking moron.
And they keep replaying that video over and the phone call. And then
I'll tell you what, no one's going to want to be a part of that Hard Knocks.
Nope.
You guys have seen, too, where his kid's like, hey, draft
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
It's like you only have a job once. Like the kid is pretty smart.
Even your kid's better than him.
Yeah.
Like I said, Nick Sirianni, 53-23, number 1 winning percentage among all active head coaches. But the Commanders did not force any turnovers. And that was kind of their downfall.
Yep. That's what we talked about.
The only
way they're going to beat Philly was to force turnovers.
Yeah, they did exactly what they've been doing. 7 yards per play, 6.5 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
They've just been I don't want to hear about, I'm sure what's his name is a great leader. What, the middle linebacker?
Bobby Wagner.
I'm sure he's a great leader. He doesn't do shit for the run.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure what he's actually there for. Jeremy Chin got hosed the entire game. Marshawn Lattimore, as far as for the playoff, that was a miss. He hasn't shut down anyone. And so, like, this defense was the problem, and no one wanted to talk about, like, they were outscoring people. And that should more impress you about Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, God, he was dragging this defense around.
I think the game.
There's a lot of exposing.
Yeah,
today.
the game that proved that was a Lions game when they were able to score a ton of points, but also give up a ton of points. And you saw today they just went against an elite team today. So
other guys I want to shout out. AJ Brown came through big.
Yeah,
like he was legit. He could not be guarded by Sanders still, which he's a promise. Like I like him, the cornerback.
Yeah, Dallas Goedert looked good today.
Dallas Goedert looked
man.
great, man.
Right on
really,
time.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then shouts out that O-line, man.
Yeah.
The unsung heroes of this entire run. Like what they're doing. Landon Dickerson couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
Like they're showing him. Here's a 360-pound man just gingerly trying to make it to the sideline. And he's out there just being a warrior.
you know what's crazy? If you continue this with Saquon and Hurts, and you keep winning it, you might have, and I know a little early, you might have some Hall of Famers on that offensive line. You continue the success.
Lane Johnson already is, I think.
Continue the success, moving the next 4, 5, 6 years. You might have some Hall of Famers on that line right now.
Mailata would be the next one. He's very good.
Yeah,
Mailata, Dickerson, Juergens, they're all really good. I mean, but Kai Becton, we don't talk about him enough. Just
another guy who was trapped in a New York football team.
That honestly might be the story. Like 10 years from now, when we look back on it, just think, man, it's because they had 4 Hall of Famers on the offensive line. No wonder they were so successful.
Yeah.
That might be this team.
And then Saquon.
Question for you guys: Saquon's year this year, or CMC's year with the Niners last year?
CMC's.
Saquon.
Who are you taking?
It's tough. They're both A+. I'll take CMC, but it's hard. They're both. They just do it differently. Saquon just does it just by. They both just are great.
They both are tone.
It's hard to compare. Like they're both great, fantastic.
But Saquon, he's just. He is
so dynamic.
hard to take down. And if he makes just one guy miss, that's it. No,
that was not. I was just talking.
Fine. I'm game for whatever.
It is crazy that the Eagles are an offense where they don't get their big plays through the air. They literally rely on big plays through the ground. I don't know. The Ravens with Derrick Henry don't run like that. Their big plays go through Lamar Jackson. I haven't seen a team so reliant on the big plays from one person before. This whole offense. Yes. And Kellen Moore was a passing guy when he came in.
Yeah, Saquon's way more impactful because the Niners were in the NFC Championship game before McCaffrey showed up.
True.
So they were there with a rookie Brock Purdy. So for him to
the Eagles were there.
I mean, we were too, but I mean, I see your point. But the Eagles made the Super Bowl before Saquon. But it's a good point.
But the Eagles last year.
Yeah,
were really bad. That's why they're not getting a lot of love because they fell off at the end of last year. Jalen Hurts had to carry the team, and he showed he couldn't really do it. Now with Saquon in there, it's taking Jalen's game to the next level. The Eagles' games, their offense is so much more dynamic.
I think each of them had 3 rushing touchdowns today.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was what we predicted when Saquon went there. Like, he's gonna have the CMC effect, and he does. Look at them now.
Let's wrap that up real quick, guys. CMC or Saquon?
Saquon.
Oh, Saquon.
Yep.
CMC.
It's a great day, man.
But they're both great.
One more thing too.
Yeah.
The moves that we made in the offseason.
That's exactly where I was going next.
Both coordinators have just been wins
and
across the board.
I think they're both staying.
Yeah. No. Kellen Moore officially said he was staying. I believe today.
I think Vic Fangio's in the perfect spot where it's like, why would I move?
Why?
Why would I move?
Well, the only coaching spot open is the Saints. Nobody wants that. Nobody's running.
Well, actively passing on it.
But
Joe Brady's like, no.
Well, during the Dallas Cowboys hired Schottenheimer, so that's basically open.
So we're gonna for the first time we're gonna bring back both coordinators.
Yeah, we're bringing back both coordinators, and then just the unsung, like you said, the throwaways. Mekhi Becton, Zach Bond. Zach Bond's one of the lowest paid players in the league.
He's gonna be a Bronco next year.
He's an All-Pro, right?
He's an All-Pro. He's a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
amazing. And it's not a fluke. Watch him play.
Yeah.
Forced fumbles. He's all over the field. He doesn't have his running mate.
We saw it.
They're out there with Orem Burks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how bad Orem Burks is.
Hey.
He's not good. He's a special teams guy. Like, that's not. And Jeremiah Trotter Jr., he didn't work out. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because all last week they're like, Jeremiah Trotter, it's his time to step up into his father. He didn't play a single snap.
Well, Burks had the forced fumble. Shout out to Burks.
Burks been fine, but he's a career special teamer. And last year he got exposed in the playoffs. Like last year he was a weak link. So just Zach Bond covering all sorts of ground, forcing fumbles. He's a legit. Like, I'm glad that he got the recognition of being a finalist for defensive MVP or defensive player of the year because every bit, like, he impacted the game, the entire game.
Yeah. Good game. I wish it was a little closer, but Eagles.
I loved it.
Eagles just dominated.
Zach Ertz got his today. Tried to get that revenge.
11
catches did he have?
11 catches.
11 catches, 104 yards.
He was good.
Yeah.
He's all they had. Terry had that touchdown. But when it was just like when in doubt, throw it to Ertz. He was doing a lot of stuff, but he's too old.
Honestly, as an Eagle fan, it was nice to see him playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, especially because I need him to catch a touchdown, which he didn't.
Did you see after Fletcher Cox met him in like the locker room, gave him a hug?
Oh, he's an Eagle legend
Yeah.
for sure. And I think like 11 catches for 104. Gets a Fangio defense. That's pretty much what you're gonna get. Like,
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get all the underneath stuff you want, and that's where Zach Ertz lives. So that's not surprising to me that he has that. But that 3 catches for 51 yards from Terry McLaurin is what I'm excited about. Because that says he lines up against Quinyon Mitchell almost every play.
Yeah, it was the touchdown that was kind of
With the yak.
it was a yak touchdown, which is credit to but
That was a great play.
but when they needed points, it was kind of it was kind of all shut down.
So let's use that to segue then. Commanders going forward into the offseason with the weapons. You got to go get weapons. You need a wide receiver one, a real wide receiver one. If you could bring back Zach Ertz, bring that boy back.
Yeah. And then Cosme, their right guard, their best lineman, being out this late in the season means he won't be there next season for most of it. So build the O-line. You have too many veterans on defense to be good. Like Bobby Wagner can't be good again next year.
No.
Yeah. Who's the DC? Is it basically Quinn?
It's Quinn. Yeah. I don't even know the DC's name.
Why does he not get any, like, everyone's just praising Dan Quinn. He's done a great job, but, like, the defensive head coach has just had a terrible defense.
I think
like, if we're going to say that about Aaron Glenn.
I think the excuse is that, like, it's year one. That's the excuse, probably. That this is year one of his defense. It was like,
Yeah, but
year
one was terrible.
He had to piece together what he could. But, yeah, he gave up a lot of 55 points in a playoff game. It's pretty embarrassing.
I mean, what do you think about Dan Quinn going forward? That's definitely the guy?
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job this year, but they definitely got to beef up that defense. I think that's where they need to go is defense. Those are the weapons they need to add in there because you already seen what Jaden Daniels did with not much.
Right.
So their weakness was the defense. That's what they need to beef up.
Yeah. And O-line.
Yeah.
O-line.
Imagine Jaden Daniels with a good O-line.
They have so
No,
much work
honestly, they need a running back.
they have so much work to
They
do.
have, but the fact that they're here is pretty good.
$94 million in cap.
Yeah,
in cap space.
they
Oh,
can
believe me,
do a lot.
I heard it a lot in the after comments. Well, at least we have 94 million. Okay, great. We'll go in the cap space Super Bowl.
But the best running back available would be like Najee Harris. I don't think he moves the needle very much. Just keep
Go
Brian
draft
Robinson.
a guy.
Robinson.
But it's a good running back draft. So maybe they draft a running back in the first round, second round.
Yeah, Commanders go down. They're going home. Welcome to Cancun, guys. And Eagles moving on. Let's talk about the Bills and the Chiefs.
God,
Here we go.
here we go. Destiny called. They're
Chiefs
just
going back to the Super Bowl.
They're Thanos. They're just inevitable.
They're inevitable. 32-29. They beat the Bills.
I was disappointed in Josh Allen.
Josh Allen had a clean game. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. 237 yards passing. It's fine.
He was
but it's not the
playing-
superhero game.
I'm going to call you out on that because you backed Lamar when you said the same thing about Lamar. And
Ooh.
I think Allen's game ended today the same way that Lamar Jackson's game ended.
Wait.
That
He played bad.
Let him down.
Allen did enough to win today.
But he was pretty reckless in the first and second quarter. He was doing shit that was like even
No, right.
Romo was saying
Right.
like, it's nerves. I'm like,
Did he have any turnovers?
He just went back to he was doing
He had some
Cook
turnovers.
dropped a 2 early picks that would have changed the whole game,
Yeah.
and he was just doing young Josh Allen shit.
Yeah, he was
running
throwing,
around, bat
throwing,
foot across his body. I'm like, no, this is not how you beat the Chiefs. This is not how you played all year.
But the point was he cleaned it up though. I mean that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying we
it was
gotta
it was
show
a
something.
it was a Kincaid clear drop away from it's
Honestly, I'm not sure which drop is worse, him or Andrew. That's why I put up on the board.
I don't. Mark Andrews is worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mark Andrews
this
pretty
one was pretty bad.
this
though,
was to
but
beat the
Mark-
Chiefs
Well,
to
no.
the Super Bowl. But yeah, I get what you're saying. though.
I mean, I'm not talking about what the difference in that we would have made in the game. I'm talking about just which one is just more like embarrassing for the player.
Oh, Mark Andrews. That was in the red zone. In the
No, I'm not talking about the situation. I'm talking about just.
I'm answering. Yeah, it's Mark Andrews.
No, because
I think you want to go Kincaid. That's what it sounds like.
no, because
Just say Kincaid. Just say Kincaid.
You like,
Kincaid.
you like keep saying that it was in the end zone. I'm talking about just like it hit Kincaid in the forearms. Like I don't
Mark
know.
Andrews in the
It
hands.
hit Mark Andrews right in the hands.
Did it hit him in the chest,
Or
too?
it hit
Yeah,
Mark
in the
Andrews right
chest,
here.
yeah.
All you do is
Yeah.
cradle it in.
Yeah, maybe I'm forgetting the Mark.
You're
Andrews
forgetting the
one.
Mark Andrews. He was backing into the end zone. All he had to do was just.
I'll tell you what though,
Mark Andrews too. Mark
like
Andrews.
we said Friday show, James Cook is very underrated.
Yeah.
He's a
just
stud.
scores. He just
James
scores
Cook's
touchdowns.
very good. He doesn't get enough respect, but because he plays with Josh Allen, Josh Allen gets all the praise. But Cook is a very good running back.
Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Bills offseason going forward.
Yeah.
Angel wants to fire the coach.
Everybody.
Well, because now there's no more head coaches left. This is one of the problems about when you go in. What do you do? It's the same thing over again next year. What do you do?
I think
It's the same thing.
I think you just recognize that you're just going to have to keep trying to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not. Maybe there's nothing actually wrong. You just need to keep adding weapons.
Absolutely.
Keep looking for the right formula. But firing the coach, like, are you closer to beating the Chiefs, having to start all over and see if a coach is going to work with Josh Allen?
It's just been how many years has he been there, and what has he done? That's just
What has anyone
What has
done? in the
anyone
AFC?
in the
Anyone
AFC
done?
done? That's the thing.
It is
Okay.
literally, it's Michael Jordan. He is Michael Jordan of this era. You have Burrow, Jackson, and Josh Allen. You have 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks in one conference. So only one of those guys is coming out, and it's been Mahomes every year. So
Burrow got him.
Burrow got
Burrow
him.
got him.
Burrow got in there 1 year. But other than that, there's going to be. I mean, let's say next year the Chiefs fall off and it's Josh Allen that gets in. We're going with another year of Burrow can't win, Jackson can't win.
Yeah.
Sucks, man.
I mean,
You know,
just look what
somebody's
division.
just got to leave.
Look what the division is being forced to do now. Sean Payton's there now. Harbaugh's there now, and now over with
Carroll.
Pete Carroll's with the Raiders. Like, there's just I think people are just trying to do their best, and it's just keep trying because it probably not going to happen. But all you can do is try. We're going to do is give up, keep firing coaches.
like after the first drive, I looked at Gabe. Was like, "They're Chiefs gonna win. It's gonna happen."
You guys came in here with a close game. I think in the fourth quarter.
Can you go on
And it
the
was
on
just
the
our-
Chiefs stat line?
It
real
was
quick?
just already over for you guys. Like that's how it felt.
yeah.
Because
It was nice to see.
the Chiefs is the Chiefs.
They didn't even their stat line isn't even fantastic.
It's not even impressive.
Like it was a lot of
Other
running
than
the ball
winning.
today, but like early on it was like Marquise Brown. I don't know how Juju's in the league. He's so slow. He is so fucking slow. Travis Kelce's the only like they didn't have a good game all like offensively and they beat the Bills.
This is shocking.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what,
it's not
though.
even
Is it safe to say Xavier Worthy is the new wide receiver one there? Like I feel like every week now.
until Rasheed Rice gets back.
I tell you what, I don't know where Hopkins is, but he's about to be cut immediately once off.
Oh right. Well, I was about to. Well, he's not gonna get a ring. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know what happened to him. They're using him. He just doesn't play.
Look at that box score. Worthy, Schuster, Brown, Kelce.
It's not an offense that's made for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, every time they're in a jam, they send a running back into the flat and
I mean,
boom,
the game.
We're used to
13
Hopkins
yards,
like being next to like when early in his career he's next to Will Fuller.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the Cardinals. I didn't know who his running mate was there.
Yeah.
They try to make all these different guys work.
Wasn't
and he was just
Hollywood
the
Brown
guy.
his running mate in Arizona?
Yeah, and then they just funnel targets to him. You know, so
Yeah.
like it's just we're used to him in that kind of offense, but this is not that offense.
Kareem Hunt looked good. Patrick Mahomes looked good running. You know, he had a red zone rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
What? If he ever gets that, if he's this aggressive in the Super Bowl, or like running the ball, that's tough because he's sneaky athletic.
and they just saved it for the playoffs.
Yeah,
they
they-
brought it up when they met the Bills in the regular season. He had 0 rushing yards that game. He had 11 attempts for 43 this game. Two
touchdowns.
11 attempts.
When was the last time the Chiefs played the Eagles? Was it the
Super Bowl? No.
They played him.
Oh,
beat them
sorry.
last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Sirianni was talking trash, and
I want to watch.
they
Oh,
went-
that
their-
was
their season went down.
Their season.
that was the
Season ended after that.
that was a Sia game as he's walking
Sia,
out the
yeah,
tunnel.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
It's kind of perfect now. Like are we done with the Bills?
Well, I mean, we could break down the game. I mean, let's throw this out here.
Yeah.
The refs did not play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got shout out to the refs.
They're too busy over there trying to get the Commanders in it.
Yeah.
What? 55 points. Matt Collins.
Couldn't be denied.
He had a great game. I don't care that he doesn't wear shoes. Who gives a fuck, dude? I don't care he doesn't wear shoes.
He's one with the earth.
He had a great touchdown grab over McDuffie. That was great. I don't want to see him walk in with no shoes. I don't care. It's not interesting.
I have
I
no
don't.
idea what you're talking about.
He walks in there.
Yeah, he always gets the walking into the stadium shot. Like I
I'm
don't know.
glad.
The guys covering it love it.
Yeah.
Did you see the theory to what he wore today?
The what do you
So
wear?
he wore Animal from
Yeah.
the Muppets.
Okay.
And basically they're saying that's a shot at Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that worked out well.
That worked out great.
As
It's
soon
always
as I
good
saw it, I was
talk
like,
shit.
dude.
I don't think just like
That's not the way to
Jordan and Brady. I don't think you poke the bear. I think
No,
you poke around the bear. All the other guys don't
poke him when he's
yeah,
dead.
go get like Xavier Worthy.
that?
Yeah. Go get Kareem Hunt. You know,
go.
like,
It's just that stuff is. It just feels like that stuff's always done by the team that eventually.
That loses. Yeah.
yeah.
Like even look at the Commanders this week. They said, "Well, if Hurt's going to be a runner, we're definitely going to hit him." Like, all right. Yeah. They're not talking shit. It's like, come on. Guys.
It's like the Rocky statue curse. Every time the opposing team dresses up Rocky.
They put Commander stuff on Rocky statue.
Yep.
And it's just like, you guys just don't know how to just shut up and not give the other team billboard material.
But yeah, we're talking about the Bills. We're talking about.
We're talking about teams.
We're
talking about
trying
teams
to
that
poke the
do
bear.
this stuff. Like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm not going to patch Mahomes. And watch the Eagles. They've done it before. I'm not going to say a word. Complimentary.
Who's most likely?
CJ Gardner-Johnson. You know.
Maybe Jalen Carter, but he doesn't really talk too much. He talks a lot.
Nick Sirianni.
Jalen Carter poked that guy in the eye.
He's
good, right? Carter's good.
Jalen Carter's great. He poked that guy right in the eye.
I'm feeling like he went down today, though.
You're fucking
right?
Three Stooges that guy right in the fucking eyeball.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. Eagles need to heal up.
He did, dude.
Eagles have 2 weeks to get Saquon healthy, to get Jalen Carter healthy.
Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown.
Jalen Hurts,
AJ Brown, yeah.
Jalen Carter's good.
Cam
Carter's
Jurgens
good.
and now Landon Dickerson. Yeah, we need these 2 weeks very, very badly.
Nakobe Dean's for sure. He's out for the season, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to make a prediction
What's that?
now, obviously.
No.
But,
Please
I'm not.
don't.
But I think the way we're talking about the Chiefs right now.
Here's my prediction.
Well, no, because I'm saying I think the way we're talking about the Chiefs right now, how like their stat lines are ugly, you can't have those stat line against that Philly team.
Well, you know what's crazy?
You're going to need a good stat line.
They've had
against the Philly
15
team.
wins doing this exact thing.
Yeah.
No, but
they
they also haven't played a balanced team like this Eagles team, though. I think there's a big difference.
I'm not understanding the Bills.
Their
I
whole
couldn't
schedule
disagree
has
more.
been good teams.
Yeah.
They played everybody.
This is just how they play.
Who do they beat to get to the Super Bowl? What's their run?
Houston and Buffalo.
That's okay. Buffalo, obviously, the more impressive one.
Houston gave them a good
Yeah,
good
but
game.
they beat them the same way. Yeah.
Has been giving them a good.
I don't know because again,
Till the end.
I don't want to make a prediction. I'm just saying Philly is very balanced. We were just talking about right now how Hurts can play a great game and not really have the great stat line. I mean, and then you have the defense, you have the offensive line. Like, you're not gonna be able just to go in there and just complete 65% of your passes, throw 2 touchdown passes, and be able to win the game all the time against this Eagles team.
Like, look at
look
at that box score and tell me what jumps out to you. They just beat the Buffalo Bills.
And also, Spags.
What also jumps out to me is that the Bills, in my opinion, aren't really as good as the Eagles. I think there's a big difference there. I think there's a huge difference.
I don't think you're considering this defense, this Chiefs defense, though.
Really
Steve
good.
Spagnuolo,
Yeah, they call the blitz on the right time. He always saves it.
Yeah,
He saves it for the right time.
And Jalen Hurts struggling against defense today, so I'm sure that we're gonna get a steady. By the way, did you see Saquon Barkley put Bobby Wagner on his ass?
Yeah, we got to start talk about the Chiefs game. We keep going back to the Bills.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this about the Chiefs. That was probably one of the better games I've seen their offense play. Like they were actually kind of fun to watch. I was talking to someone earlier, a Chiefs fan earlier this week, and I was like, I don't really like the Chiefs right now because their offense wasn't as spectacular as it was. Mahomes wasn't dropping 50 touchdowns. It wasn't dropping bombs down the field. They were fun to watch. Like, they gave the comparison of, everybody hates them like they hate the Warriors. But Steph and Clay, like, they're still fun to watch. So they were actually, Mahomes and everybody was a little bit more enjoyable to watch this game. So even though I still don't like them, but I'll give them this win.
No, that's a good point because I think I said it last week. Like, would this team be more beloved if they were firing on all cylinders on offense and just lighting up the scoreboard every week rather than playing the way they are? And
that's how they got a lot of bandwagoners.
You know what, too?
They got a ton of bandwagoners because he was flashy.
Yeah.
They were just
the big new
they were
name.
dropping 40 points a game. It was that 50
touchdown
something
season.
game against the Rams on the Monday night game. Like, that's how the Chiefs were playing. So they were really fun to watch. Now it's like they're boring. They're scoring 20 points, and then the ref is throwing some BS flag at the end. So it's like,
Yeah.
I forgot who said it after the game, but he had mentioned, like, we also do need to pause and recognize greatness when it's right here in front of us.
Yeah.
Like, what you're seeing, you may not like.
It's Nate Burleson.
It was Nate Burleson. He's an idiot, but
he is
exactly what I was thinking when he was saying, like, this
the
guy's
guy
a moron.
doing play-by-play with Patrick Starr.
he's that
guy.
But I'm just saying, we need to pause as fans. There's
that
greatness right here in front of us, right? And they're going back to the Super Bowl.
And the 3-peat thing, that's just that's all they care about. That's literally
History, man. It's history.
They said after the game, before the AFC title game last year, they asked Kelce about the game. Like, I'm just trying to 3-peat. That was before they even got to the second Super Bowl. And then Chris Jones was literally crying I was like, this.
So my wife was like, "Is he crying?" I'm like, he's not crying. No,
He's
crying.
That man was shedding tears.
This seems to be such a tough game. We're not calling it out, but such a tough
Eagles
game.
are going to
man.
face the best version of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're the
The
healthiest,
most focused.
the most equipped. Yeah, the focus. They're clicking on all cylinders. Like if the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, they're going to have to truly like beat this team. And I think that's this. If you're an Eagles fan, if you're the Eagles, this is what you should want.
Yeah.
Because you lost the Super Bowl last time to the Chiefs. Kind of a BS call, but it is what it is. I think you should want to beat the Chiefs, and it should be a full circle thing. I also think the idea of they sent Jason Kelce out with the loss. I would love to send Travis Kelce out with the loss. Like,
Yeah.
there you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
back at you.
And it's a good representation for the Super Bowl of the two best teams from the conferences. Like if it wasn't the Philly, it'd be the Lions. The Chiefs, it would be like the Bills. Like it's a good representative of like the best of both sides. So this Super Bowl's. I don't know how I'm gonna pick the game. I still don't know how because they're both like in their prime right now. And you have Saquon versus Spags. You have Mahomes versus Fangio. It's just fantastic.
Also, too, if you're doing the GOAT watch, this is really
Yeah.
fun because Mahomes do something that Tom Brady never did. That's something that those GOAT watches, they're going to want to see.
It's
that.
a point of contention to bring up in every
It
conversation.
Well, Brady's calling the game.
It reminded me when you heard
Brady, man.
Joe Montana, when you heard that he had 4. He has 4. Brady only has 3. That was the first like jump that Tom Brady had to do.
And Brady got 7.
And then he ended up winning like 3 more. But this would be the first one for Mahomes where it's all like, okay, he did something
getting a little
Brady
hot.
never did.
It's getting a little hot over
This-
there.
And he's not
the
even
GOAT watch
30.
is fun.
I think
He's not
it
even 30.
definitely solidifies him as the number 2 all time.
Over Peyton.
Oh yeah, I think
Well, he's already past Peyton.
He's past Peyton.
We're talking about McNabb.
We're talking about
Montana.
talking Michael Vick.
Right,
Put
right,
second
right,
half of his
right,
career.
like right now, Montana's
person,
at 2.
Post dog incidents.
Kevin Cobb.
And this would put Mahomes clear at number 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
I think so.
now it's not even close.
Kelsey's already there. Right? I mean,
greatest tight end ever.
I don't know what else.
Greatest playoff performer ever. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
Kelsey's
awesome.
already there.
I-
Andy Reid.
I put Gronk in there. Gronk's the best tight end ever,
According to what, though?
according to
Your opinion.
It's not regular season stats or playoff stats.
It's literally both. Kelsey has both
Yeah.
of them.
He has both stats.
He has all the
He
playoffs.
has
He's
more, who's got Super Bowls?
That's a good question.
Gronk. I think Gronk.
Gronk because
has
Gronk
4,
won
right?
3, then one
Gronk-
with Tampa.
Is
Gronk
that
has
something
4.
you
Gronk
weigh
has
in
4.
like the who's the greatest tight end of all time? They're like, all right, well, who is most?
It's close.
Tony Scheffler should be in there.
Tony Gonzalez was leading that conversation for years without how many Super Bowls he have.
He had 0, but Gronk.
I don't think that
beat
matters.
him. Gronk beat him out a long
Sure,
time
Michael
ago.
Finley.
So I'm saying I don't think that matters. I think with tight ends, like, is anyone really counting their Super Bowls?
And Kelsey's probably the best tight end I've ever
I
seen.
know.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
seen Antonio
I think the big,
Gates.
I think the
We've
big
seen-
question is Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Is he the greatest of all time?
Literally, he's the big question.
Big ass question.
Jeez, chill, bro.
No, and you know what? That's a great question because when Belichick, when he finally left New England, never really amounted to anything else after in the NFL. You got Andy Reid with his history with the Eagles, now with the Chiefs. So he's had that success for 20 years
Can
now.
Andy Reid pull a 27-year-old though?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the question.
Oh hell yeah, Andy
he could.
Reid.
I don't know though. Belichick does live in the dorms.
Have you seen the State Farm
Does
commercials?
he lives in the dorms?
Grade A performer.
Bundaluski?
Bundaluski do.
Super Bowl set for Sunday, February 9th at 6:30
Saquon's birthday.
Eastern time. Is it really?
Yes,
Yeah.
February
It is Saquon's
9th.
birthday.
Awesome.
This will be the hardest game for the Eagles because the
Yeah.
Chiefs are
Yes.
so. This is huge motivation for them.
This be the hardest team. This
This'll
the
be
hardest
so
hardest
hard.
game for the
It's gonna
freaking
be a
Chiefs.
great game.
It's
This
a
was
better
definitely
match.
the
It's
Super
a better matchup than the last time that they played, right? You think?
I think the Eagles are better.
Because they played 2 years ago,
2 years ago, yeah.
and
Yeah.
you feel like there seems to have the Eagles are definitely better on defense. Like this defense is elite.
I mean, if you look at both teams, so the Eagles have lost Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, and then obviously Brandon Graham is not playing.
Yeah.
But we've gained Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think this is a better team than who.
Yeah. Philly's definitely a better team now. So this is a fun one.
Win or lose, where does Jalen Hurts rate for you now among NFC quarterbacks?
Well, Goff kind of
NFC.
shit
I
the
want to
bed.
know. I want to know NFC quarterbacks. I want to know who would you put ahead of Jalen Hurts now?
Jordan Love.
What?
Not
Guys,
Jordan
I'm
Love.
Totally.
It's Jordan Love. Who's the big ones? Jordan Love,
Jordan
Brock
Love,
Purdy
Jalen
for
Hurts,
sure.
Goff,
Purdy,
Jay Daniels is in
Jay
there.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Goff
Sam
sucks.
Darnold,
Sam
Baker Mayfield.
Baker
Big-
Mayfield.
They
Matt
really are not that
Matt
big in the
Stafford.
NFC, huh?
I don't know if I.
Oh, Stafford.
Oh, Stafford.
I don't know. Do we
Stafford,
crown
beat
a
him.
quarterback like a best quarterback in the NFC? It's just you've got Daniel, Stafford, Hurts, and I think Baker
I
Mayfield.
feel like they've all had their moments this year,
Right,
so it's
right,
hard to
right.
say which one's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Hurts because he beat.
I mean,
which was the best.
Yeah.
Thought of it was Jalen Daniels. Now
I
Goff
think
and
it's
Darnold definitely.
Jalen Hurts moving forward until someone unseats him. Like,
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
he just keep. I don't know with the way he's winning. I just don't like. I don't want to see another upstart come in and be like, well, this actually might be the best quarterback. Like, let's let some stuff cook for a little bit. I just before you unseat him again.
Yeah,
Like,
Jalen
I feel like
Daniels-
he's earned it.
Jalen Daniels is going to be that guy. Like moving into next year. Hold on, let's not crown him. Just he's good.
Beat him in the playoffs.
And beat him, but you got to be.
I mean, we just saw what happened to C.J. Stroud. We're like, you never
also
know.
just
You
beat
never
him.
know.
Just beat him in a game because like you count the regular season game where he was in and where he wasn't in, and
I think
the one you just
I
happened to
think
win.
there'll be a lot of split series going forward because Jalen Daniels is really really good.
Yeah,
And this
But-
is year one of a team. of
Yeah,
the
but
Commanders
I
team.
think before we start like crowning him as like the next NFC like best quarterback, I think we need to just let it cook for a little bit because he was fine today, but he was pretty.
it's also fair for him too. Don't
Yeah,
put so
captain.
much. Don't put so much weight on this kid right now.
they need him to be Superman and Batman and Robin today.
Any other thoughts, guys,
No
from
one wants to
today's
be
games?
Robin.
well, you said Tom Brady. I thought he did fine, but
Oh, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell he's not going to those pregame meetings. He's like,
he's
he's
Ga-
just yeah. Go ahead.
Gabe said it best. He's just a fan who doesn't know how to be a broadcaster. He just gets too into it.
Vanilla.
Yeah, like he doesn't know like the nuances of
Yeah,
like a
yep.
Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. That's a pro team. You know,
He also just contradicts himself all the time.
Yeah.
Like he says one thing on some plays, gets real excited, and then after he inevitably screams KB, right? KB, we get it, bro. Kevin Burkhardt's there, we get it. But on the consecutive plays, I remember when the Eagles got called, I think for a hold or something like that. He's like, oh, they didn't get called for the hold, and they're like, yeah, gotta call that. That's a missed call. It's a real break for the Eagles. And the next play, the Eagles missed call on the Eagles. He's like, I really like when the refs just let him play.
Yeah.
I think you just let him play, man. He's let him play. No, don't let him affect the game. I just feel like he's contradicting himself, and he's trying really hard to be a great broadcaster, and that's what we love about Tom Brady. He always wants to be the best, but go be an owner, bud.
The refs were letting the boys
More
play
of a
though.
hobby.
In that Philly Commanders game, the refs were letting them play, which is nice.
I think they're picking and choosing their spots, but I think they did a pretty good job.
Like there was holding, but like every player's holding. Let's not call every single thing. It slows
Watch
down the
Jalen
game.
Carter. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought for sure we lost A.J. Brown at that little skirmish in the end zone.
yeah,
I thought I was like, oh, so A.J. Brown's gone for the rest of the game.
Well, Lattimore's a bitch.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's exactly what
He's
I
been a
texted
bitch
Joey.
since he was in New Orleans
He
against
can't
Mike
control
Evans.
himself either.
Yeah,
Like, he's
'cause-
shoving his own team.
Yeah, for all this, like I'm the best. You let Mike Evans in your division get 1,000 yards for 10 years straight, and you played him twice a year. So like,
and now
shut
your-
up.
And now your new nemesis had his best game in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just like, bro. Like I understand there's a like you gotta be confident as be cornerback because you get tried by
Are
everybody.
they
But
stuck with him?
I don't know his contract. He's probably maybe I don't know. He's older now. He's not as young as people think.
Yeah,
He's still 30 years old now.
Did they pay? I don't remember what they paid for him, but yeah, Marshawn Lattimore. I thought Jeremy Chin was a big disappointment today. Maybe that's how he's been all year.
Well, he's been a disappointment since he left Carolina.
It's
Or
really,
since
I
he's
mean,
in Carolina.
Jonathan Allen is a beast, and I
Anyway.
think it was a huge deal for them that he came back for the playoffs.
Yeah, they have Allen Payne and then
Payne didn't
Newton,
play
and
today.
then Newton
He's
is
a
their
beast, yeah.
interior. Like, yeah, they have a
he's
nice.
fine.
Yeah, they have guys there.
Frankie Louvo's, like I said, he's a nice guy to have in your
He's a
defense.
Robin. Just they need another star.
I kind of liked. I think Burkhardt was talking about how Quinn wants to use him the way he kind of changed Michael Parsons' career.
Yeah.
Let's
Just don't tell him that because
Get all
he'll
over
do
the place.
he'll do that shit where he jumps over the line twice and gives the Eagles.
I like Frankie Louvo. I really do. He just did some stupid stuff today.
I was like, bro,
Bro, you've
calm
never-
the fuck
You've
down.
never been here.
Yeah.
You're on something.
Yeah.
I gotta say with these games,
yeah.
what this whole week, this whole playoff season, because there was a lot of good games in the playoffs. It just made me sad and disappointed that it's coming to an end, and this is why we love the NFL over all of the other sports.
Mhm.
Like I'm just thinking about like, okay, NBA's coming up, and I'm like, I
cares?
don't want to watch.
Like,
any
I'll
of it.
turn it on in May.
And the reason is it's
Been
because the NFL has storylines.
yeah.
Like every game, there was just something going. We were going into this game looking forward to something. Whether it is you got two rookies coming into the playing their first playoff games, or you got is Lamar Allen or one of these guys are going to beat Mahomes. Like is Jordan Love going to turn it on?
Is
Whatever.
Bo Nix the best? You know what I'm saying?
Bo Nix
Yeah.
the best.
There's a lot of
He
stuff
had the
going on.
Biggest. Never mind.
No,
But then
definitely
now
a
the
question.
Super Bowl, you have a three-peat on the line, or can Saquon come in, year one, turn it around and get his first
On
ever
his
Super Bowl.
birthday.
I want
his
Joe Shane
birthday.
in the building. I want him. I want him in the building.
I want cameras on him.
Oh, cameras on the whole game.
Put him next to Taylor Swift.
And show him the captain
Is
number.
Taylor Swift going to get engaged to? That's whatever.
Oh
I don't
my
know, it's
God,
just-
I forgot about that.
now we can't lose.
She's
I
making
forgot
her
about that.
return.
That's got to be a Vegas bet. Like, will he
And
get?
then we gotta
Will,
see-
oh,
then
yeah.
we-
propose,
then we have
yeah.
to hear Tom Brady in the Super Bowl too. So that's
I can't believe you got the Super Bowl.
he's Tom Brady. He always
Year
gets
one.
Super Bowl.
We were talking about
I'll tell you what though, if
He
you
gets
don't
what he wants.
go
Greg
follow,
Olsen has
follow
me
Tom
pissed.
Brady on YouTube. He puts out pretty cool videos. Like
does he?
the week of,
Oh,
like he'll just follow himself for a week. He's an interesting man.
we gotta get Buck and Aikman back on.
we got
That-
Tom
that's-
Brady on the podcast.
They're being released on ESPN.
no, Aikman and Buck. That's like the top of tier, man. I wish they
Yeah.
called Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
right.
That's top tier.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts?
No, that's it.
I think
That's
the
it.
Super Bowl's gonna be awesome.
Let's
It's
get ready for
gonna
the
be
Pro
awesome.
Bowl games.
We went through this whole season. We went through the whole season just for the favorites. To
What do we say? We're like, well, I think Broncos have a run. I think Cincinnati.
The Texans.
It's the Chiefs. Okay, just shut up about it. It's the damn Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what we learned. We learned, listen, the Chiefs are inevitable. You shouldn't doubt them. Doesn't matter how their season's going. If Andy Reid's there, Patrick Mahomes is healthy, and there's a little bit around him.
There's
And
bodies
honestly,
for him to pass the ball to.
and if Spags is there,
Yeah.
like Spags and Andy Reid, if they're both there, they got a chance.
Unless Spags goes to New Orleans, it's gonna be the same next year. We're
There's
like,
no way. he's
no, I'm
taking
saying
that
like
job.
then like
But yeah.
next year will be the same kind of shit.
You wait all these years
Just to get take Renard. No, it'll be the same
Derek
shit next
Carr.
year because they're gonna have one back. You know, I guess Chris Jones will be older, but
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
I will say, if you're an Eagles fan, you better pray to God they don't put him on the cover of Madden.
Who's Saquon?
I've been thinking about that.
Saquon
Yeah.
is
100% will be.
It's a total Madden.
He's
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
They're gonna put him on the cover.
CMC like lost his career.
Yeah.
They took his legs.
They took the man's shin for this.
They took him to Germany, took his legs, and brought him back.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, so we learned about the Chiefs, we learned about the AFC. Just Lamar, Josh Allen.
Poor guys.
You have a whole career the same shit now.
Poor guys.
Because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And as an Eagle fan, I feel vindicated, man. I feel like the Eagles have not been thought of as this team all year long. Do you want to reference your top 10? Took them like 8 weeks to get back into it just because they
Hold on.
at that
I'm
time.
sorry they're
I was
number
Eagle.
one.
I was on the Eagles train. I said they would win this division. I didn't say they would make the Super Bowl. No, actually, they did once we got to the playoffs. Eagles, Ravens.
AJ, you feel vindicated?
Oh, big time. Big time. This is great. It's still a little bit surreal. Like, we're back in the Super Bowl.
Back in the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
we're back. God, I want to
This
be
is
the
the
Super Bowl
second
so bad.
time two black quarterbacks, starting black quarterbacks,
Okay.
play.
Let's not make this a race thing, okay?
Was the
They
last time?
happen to be.
The last time was us.
They happen to be black.
You sound like a gay.
That isn't.
Why?
And Black History Month too.
Yeah, dude. We just celebrated MLK's
on,
birthday
man.
or something.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you know. Raise your hand if you think that was a miss.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know about
We're gonna
that.
start voting on that, Gabe.
Why?
You
You just did.
Checks and balances.
You know, Ice is running around. Right?
It's
Why?
been too much. Just
Yo,
letting
what the
Gabe-
fuck?
Gabe's
Ice
just
is laying
Gabe's
my
been
head.
running rampant over there.
Ice is definitely on.
They're
the
headhunting.
right now, so.
Okay.
raise
Your hand if that was out of line.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling there some mudslides coming around. All right.
Terrell.
We had some crazy conversations before the show, so it's coming out right now.
We, I don't want to say. How do we even hint towards what we were talking about?
On
we
Wednesday,
can't.
we're gonna be talking about our award predictions.
Yeah.
The award predictions. So the award show, NFL Honors. Yeah, that's on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Pro
Friday-
Bowl games, Angel.
Pro Bowl games for Angel. Yep. big-
Dodgeball, flag football. I love it.
And then Friday's show, big show for
12.
you. We have Darnell Smith, or also known as Big Smitty.
Smitty.
Works for Fox Sports, also the co-host of JB with Big Smitty.
Coach.
We've had JB before. Now we're gonna. Do I call him Big Smitty? Or just call him. I guess we'll call him
Coach Smitty.
Mr. Smitty.
Mr. Smith.
Big Smitty.
Mr. Big Smitty.
Dr. Smitty, MD.
Yeah.
So we just want to
MD.
when we want to address him casually, just call him Big.
MTE. Big?
Big.
Oh, you,
No, that-
you can.
You can't call.
Big. You
Hey,
can't call him
Big. These are all questions we'll ask him
Yeah.
in the hard-hitting interview. No, we'll talk. We'll get his thoughts on AFC, NFC Championship games, and
Yeah.
then Super Bowl moving forward. And then, listen, February 3rd, releasing an episode on a Monday, the week of the Super Bowl. You're gonna want to watch.
Yeah.
Big guest.
Big. I can't even. We can't even over.
It's gonna be a little cold in here.
We can't even be dramatic. Like it's literally a big guess.
Yeah, it's massive.
Shaq's coming to town.
It's not Shaq.
I don't think
God, I don't know if I want to. Well, no, I shouldn't. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if anything like. Do you want to talk about to Shaq about football?
I want to talk Shaq about basketball.
Barbecue chicken alert.
Big old,
I feel like I need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're really.
That's it. Let's wrap it up.
I didn't say nothing, Shaq.
That's our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 209. The NFL season is pretty much a wrap. One more game to go.
Yeah.
The divisions are wrapped up. The Eagles and the Chiefs playing in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Enjoy it if you're an Eagle fan. Keep enjoying it if you're a Chiefs fan, and we'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
Peace.